Welcome to Hemp Humanitarians. This is Rebecca, your hostess. Let's dive into fibromyalgia. And let's start with the definition. According to the Mayo Clinic, fibromyalgia, let's just give you an overview. But fibromyalgia, according to Mayo Clinic, is a disorder characterized by widespread musculoskeletal pain accompanied by fatigue, sleep, memory, and mood issues. Researchers believe that fibromyalgia amplifies painful sensations by affecting the way your brain processes pain signals. So we're going to talk about that on how your brain is processing pain signals. As we go a little further into this video, symptoms sometimes begin after a physical trauma, surgery, infection, or significant psychological stress. In other cases, symptoms gradually accumulate over time with no single triggering event. So they really don't know what causes it. We're going to shed some light on that today, as far as the Western medical community does. Women are more likely to develop fibromyalgia than men. Many people who have fibromyalgia also have tension headaches. They can develop TMJ disorders in the jaw, irritable bowel syndrome, anxiety, depression. While there's no cure for fibromyalgia, a variety of medications can help control symptoms. Exercise, relaxation, stress reduction measures also may help. So I wanted to talk about that variety of medications. Personally, I struggled with fibromyalgia. I do not have fibromyalgia anymore, which is fabulous. I have been able to completely control it through several solutions that I want to share with you today. And one of the biggest solutions that I do have is, excuse me, is hemp. And I stumbled onto hemp a couple years ago, but let me talk about causes first, and then we can get into some of the solutions. And after doing a tremendous amount of research and really realizing that I was started showing fibromyalgia signs, some of them mild, my teenage years, and then it started to ramp up as I was getting older. And a couple years ago, it just hit a critical mass, and I just went full blown, with the brain fog, the neck issues, big time. I'd come home after working all day, and I'd be sitting there at night. I couldn't even hold my head up because my neck was so affected. Skin issues, just your digestive is messed up. It's just across the board. And there was really, really deep bone pain, which I was attributing to, it could have been arthritis coming on, or rheumatoid arthritis, which I believe that's what was happening. So it was fibromyalgia just taking over your body that way. It almost like paved brand new avenues for like rheumatoid arthritis to come in, for like neuropathy in your feet to come in, and so forth. So it's really, really frustrating because Western medicine just really doesn't have any kind of options for you. So let's get back to causes. And I truly believe, because of the city where I grew up, there's tremendous amount of fluoride in the water. There's fluoride in your toothpaste. There's fluoride in certain, care products. We've got to start really, really paying attention and start eliminating that fluoride from your body. It is so dangerous and really debilitating over time. It's kind of a secret, I would say kind of like a secret little sickness that will just kind of creep in. There's also a tremendous amount of pollutants in our water, our air, poor Mother Earth. I mean, just look at the plastics and the garbage in our oceans, and just how things have just been so destructive. we're put here on earth to actually love and care for the earth, and that is absolutely not what has been happening. So that also affects. So my belief is that the environmental factors are the largest part of this, because you remove a lot of those toxins. There's other countries around the world that don't have those level of toxins, and they don't have any signs of fibromyalgia anywhere. The other issue, since does affect a lot of women, I would look very carefully at your salon practices. I was, constantly in the salon, in and out, always get my hair done, my nails done, and started really looking at, okay, what are the chemicals that are in those hair care products? What are the chemicals that they're putting on your face, through that facial process? What are those chemicals that they're putting on your nail beds, every time you go and get your nails done? Because I believe that the buildup of these chemicals, and this is my opinion because of what I personally went through, is that buildup is absolutely the lion's share of the cause of this. Okay. And so the effects that start coming through the other side are just vast, and it is probably the most painful thing. And I'm sure if you are listening to this video, you probably have issues with it, or someone that does. And but I'm here to tell you there is some relief, and I've got a couple things, not just hemp and CBD, got a couple other suggestions as well, things that I personally tried and I'm using now myself. And again, we're not here to sell you anything, tee this up as a product sale. That's not what this is about. This is 100% about humanitarians. And myself, Christy, and we run this channel, and we are here to pay it forward with information and do the best we can to try to share this with you. And then, just if you watch the video and you feel inspired to go and share this information with other people, this is what you call grassroots right here. So this is what we're working on. But moving forward, I had the opportunity to get my hands on some really high quality CBD hemp oil that literally had just a couple ingredients. When I first started, I chose a no THC product, and it had a CBD isolate that was extracted through a CO2 extraction, which is definitely what you want to look for. You do not want to pick up anything that's been processed with the alcohol, because you're getting back into really heavy toxins going back into your body, which is what you're trying to get away from. So I found that product. It was amazing. Started on that. And then a couple months later, I decided to try something a little stronger, which was a CBD hemp oil. Again, CO2 extraction. This one was actually had like a double extraction process and filtering. And it's called a full spectrum. So they're not just isolating just the CBD component of the hemp plant. There's actually multiple, components that make up the hemp plant. There's over 400 compounds, and they're still studying the hemp plant, by the way. It's that complex. And the healing is really amazing when you start using the entire plant all together, rather than isolating. So that's what Western medicine does on their side, which makes sense, and that's their scientific way of doing it, is they isolate these compounds, and then they'll use that one compound as a springboard to develop that particular drug. Whereas my belief is, I think, using the whole plant, and once I got on the full spectrum product, amazing results. And so after struggling with this my entire life, I was able to, within 60 days, completely reverse every single issue that I had that was fibromyalgia related. I mean, I had numbness in my toes. I had 4 toes, neuropathy. I had tons and tons of pain constantly shooting through my body. I would move one way and my entire body would cramp up. Like it was the most excruciating pain, and there was no relief for it. And so I started on that. The other thing, realizing how much fluoride is probably in my body through all of the products, chemicals, and then our food supply, especially packaged foods, there's tremendous amount of chemicals and aluminum and toxins in those foods. So I started looking at my body as just I'm this walking toxin at this point. So started really looking for some relief. Now with the hemp, one thing that was fantastic, a great side effect that happened with that is it really straightened out my digestion. And because I had tried, like some of the other, I don't know, some of the other things that people are promoting, and just none of it worked. So what I noticed too was once my digestion got all figured out and I started feeling better, and that connection between your solar plex with your stomach going up to your brain, just you're connected and you're feeling so much better. So weight loss, just immediately weight just started falling off. And so I felt like by starting with the CBD hemp was literally like pushing a giant red reset button, if you can visualize a reset button, and just resetting your body to go back to where it was. Because hemp works as a catalyst. Does not heal your body, but it triggers your endocannabinoid system, which happens to be the largest regulatory system in your entire body, triggers it to actually start the healing process. So truly amazing. One of the other things that I decided, because of there's so many, there was a lot of chemtrailing and just stuff in the air. So I felt like I had a lot of heavy metals in my body as well. So I found 2 products that actually work pretty well. One is just good old-fashioned baking soda. So if you bake with baking soda, or I basically will put some baking soda on my toothbrush, along with an organic toothpaste that has no fluoride in it. And so I'm getting that baking soda every day. The other is called Zeolite, and I found that actually on Amazon.com. I think it was called Zeo Health was the brand that I bought. And the Zeolite's fantastic because you can actually put like 6 scoops of that into the bath and soak in it. And you can also take it internally. And what it does, it is powerful, more powerful than the baking soda, but it will extract, and a lot of those heavy metals will start going through your digestive tract. I had a lot of it coming up through my skin, and it looked like, some kind of a skin condition, which it was, because it's purging out those metals. And then I noticed over time, it's just taken a while, because a lot of the metals, like once they soak in through your skin and into your body, then they'll attach themselves to your bone, which is actually causing osteoporosis in my opinion. I don't have it, but when you have metals that are attaching to your bones, that's a huge problem, because then you start seeping into bone marrow and everything else. So strongly recommend get on the Zeolite, start getting all of those toxins out of your body, especially these heavy metals. And you'll notice when you start, like, say, scratch a little area that's coming up, you can feel the metal with your fingers, coming out of your skin. And then don't worry, your skin will grow over just fine. It'll clear up. Any kind of major skin issues that you've had, you're going to notice that starts going away as well, because your skin being the largest organ on the entire body, it really, really needs this help right now. So the other thing that I started using, so the hemp CBD oil, I recommend strongly the full spectrum. Make sure that CO2 extracted, and I was taking a minimum of 50 milligrams each day, 0.50 milligrams each day. That was perfect for my body, but everybody's different. So it's, just take what you think is going to work. The other thing is, if you took some and then you can't remember if you took it or not, then you take some more, don't worry about it. You can never overdose on hemp. I've seen people drink, just in demonstration, don't do this at home, but they drink a whole bottle of CBD just to prove that it doesn't hurt you. So, okay, we believe you. Anyway, so the full spectrum hemp CBD using zeolite or baking soda or both. And then the third thing that I found, especially for women, because women develop cellulite. So I found this product is called a Fasciablaster. And if you do a search online, I'll put a link in there. And so I bought this thing a couple years ago, and I really didn't quite know how to use it and so forth, but I've been using the heck out of it for about the last 6 months. And wow, what a difference. So this is another way to really stimulate the skin. And there's some videos and there's some really great links, like how to, you're really, really opening up all the fascia that is kind of overgrown, like over your muscle tissue that causes all the cellulite. You can actually break all that up. And so your skin smooths out, looks beautiful, but the more important piece is you're releasing toxins under that skin. Okay. And so I say that's the big 3 combo, is the Fasciablaster or some kind of Fasciablaster system, the zeolite, baking soda, and then the, high quality CBD hemp. Make sure that it's grown in the United States, that you've got all the testing that comes along with it, because they'll test it at the farm level, the lab, and the bottling. So you should have access to that. Make sure that it has a security packaging on the top as well. I've run across dozens and dozens of these bottles where they don't have any security packaging on there, and it's too dangerous, and there's a lot of tampering going on right now. So anyways, I hope this really helps, and I feel for all of you from the bottom of my heart that have fibromyalgia and you're struggling with it right now. But I'm here to tell you that this does work. It absolutely works. And I'll tell you too, within 2 days, I started, I could tell a difference, that something was working when I started on it. Within 2 weeks, I had some noticeable differences in the level of pain that I was experiencing. And then it just got better and better and better. And within 6 months of being on it, all of my symptoms were totally gone, but I continued to stay on it for an entire year. And then I still take it, not every day. I'm taking it like every several days, but just to keep it in my system, because I really don't need it anymore. So, and that's where we all need to get to, is where you don't need it anymore. So anyways, thank you so much for being here today. This is a brand new channel, and we're really trying to launch this. Our goal is to start putting hemp into the hands of people that need it the most. We have some big plans for some homeless communities where we can use some prefabbed hemp building products to build some tiny homes for the homeless, really reaching out to the community. So we do have a Patreon page set up. So if you feel inclined to donate, please do. And again, eventually I'll put some links down there, some products that I've used in the past. But really our goal is getting hemp, growing in every single community across the United States right now, and then eventually the entire world, so that, we have enough product to start replacing some things. So we're really in a great place. But please subscribe, like, and share this video so that we can start getting this information out to people. And thank you so much. Have a great day.